There are many different transforming robot toy lines out there of varying quality and strangeness, plenty of which is only really available to us in the West if you're brave enough to dive into the depths of places like AliExpress. Alternatively, you can just go to your local Miniso where they're apparently just selling these Glory Alliance toys for $10.99, and I was deeply curious, so I got one. Let's take a look at it. So, I don't really know anything about the Glory Alliance toys beyond that they exist. Although, to be fair, I'm not really sure there is much to know about them at all beyond that fact. There's been several iterations of each character from what I can tell, each with their own gimmicks and some more complex than others. Don't ask me the precise name for this particular iteration. It doesn't say on the box, and I've found multiple different names for it online, and I'm not convinced any of them are accurate. Whatever its name, each of the toys in this line is basically the same apart from their styling, so of course I went for the purple one. Their name is Purda, or I guess Purda Super Action Figure to give them their full government name. And the general look of them is pretty good, honestly. The paintwork is a bit basic, and some of the details could do with a bit more clarity, like the mouth that's almost non-existent, but overall it's a fun design. It's about Voyager height if you're wondering how it compares to mainline Transformers size-wise. And it can pose. Legitimately, this thing is shockingly agile. There's a double ball-jointed neck, a little bit of a butterfly on the shoulders, ball-jointed ankles. I don't expect a toy costing a tenner to be able to get into a passable Iron Man landing pose, but this one effortlessly manages it. The only thing letting it down is the lack of a waist swivel really, but the rest of it is good enough that I don't miss it as much as I normally would. It's even got some lights on it. Click the chest plate and a pleasant pulsing blue glow will emanate from their tits. Delightful. We've even got accessories. Not amazing ones, but they're here. There's a dinky little sword that, due to the hand sculpt, doesn't quite go in far enough, but it's fine. It's basically acceptable. Also, if you're wondering, no, the fist holes aren't 5mm compatible. They look like they should be, but annoyingly, they're just slightly too small. There's a stand which vaguely does its job, but does look pretty nice carrying on the translucent blue motif from the main bot, and conveniently the sword does store underneath it. Plus, there's this object, which is not really for the robot to do anything with. It's more a tool for you so that you can get the batteries out, which is, again, not something I'd expect on a toy like this, and I will absolutely lose it before I need it, but I do appreciate its inclusion. The plastic doesn't even feel that bad. It feels robust enough, although it's definitely more Super Sentai toy than Transformer, if that makes sense. Granted, I suspect that the chest light could break at any time. This does not feel like the most robust a mechanism. Yep, I was right. As I'm filming this, the button has already stopped working properly. Great. Now to show you what it transforms into. So, yeah. It's basically a giant headmaster, turning into a big head with nothing to attach it to beyond the stand. Which all makes sense if you've seen the Glory Alliance animated series, because I lied about there not being anything more to know about Glory Alliance. There's a whole animated series. There's way too much for you to learn about Glory Alliance if you really want to. The show doesn't seem that great, and there are a lot of episodes of it. I am not watching any more of it than I have to get this footage. But from what I can gather, in the show the main bots are more or less human-sized and they become heads for transforming big mech bodies. It's all very trans-tector. Now, granted, as a head, it's very nakedly a scrunched up guy. There's basically no effort to hide any body part apart from his head, and even that's done with some parts forming and that bit barely stays attached. Also, the head mode is nearly entirely held together by thin plastic tabs that are 100% gonna break one day, so that's a concern. At least the lights still work, now illuminating the eyes. Ominous. So yeah, this ain't a great alt mode, but it is a little funny and quite surreal to just have a disembodied head sitting on your desk. But do I recommend that you get yourself one of these? Well, I guess that depends on what you want. If you want an intricate transformation or a good alt mode, this probably isn't going to be for you. But if you're after a decent little robot action figure that doesn't cost much, well, you could certainly do a lot worse.